Good afternoon, One Footballers. Welcome back to the sofa where we have a bit of a transfer talk for you. I have alongside me, I've managed to drag him over from the German channel.
Yes.
Mr. Nico. How you doing?
Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here.
We're
Can't wait to trash all this shitty rumors.
Yeah, well, you can completely trash it. That's why the rumours. That's the beauty of it. It's your opinion what matters until they sign on the dotted line. But we have a few transfers and a few little confirmed transfers, as close to confirmed as can be, towards the end. But I think where we're going to start is a team very transfer heavy with a new manager, with some new players coming in, with Arsenal, and the apparent, many sources have sort of honed in on the same number, £44 million deal for Kingsley Coman.
What
do you make of that?
By far, look, you've sent me the list what we're going to talk about today, and this is by far the most ridiculous one of them. You gotta,
really?
like the thing is, look at the selling team here. Look at FC Bayern.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if there is one position at Bayern that needs to be strengthened, it would be the wings. Like they only have 65-year-old Arjen Robben, 45-year-old Franck Ribéry, and then I got the German kid Serge Gnabry, who was at Arsenal, he's developed great, but he's barely ready to play for Bayern in the Champions League, and Kingsley Coman. These are the four wingers.
But then why do they offer Ribéry and Robben a new deal?
Well, they had to, because they have nobody else. They have only these four players. Bayern is playing a very wing-heavy system. At least they used to play it. It might change under new trainer Niko Kovac.
Yeah.
And the thing with Kovac, though, is he has a thing for younger players. He likes to trust younger players rather than old players. So I feel like Gnabry and Coman are going to be the starting players on the wings. And 44 million is nothing on today's transfer market, especially for a team that... So, his contract runs till what, 2021, 2022?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So, it's a rather long deal. Bayern neither do they need money, nor do they have to sell a player for financial fair play or whatever. And they absolutely do need a wingers. I just feel like if Bayern would do that, it's like, that would be ridiculous. I honestly can't believe that.
Maybe they have a backup in mind.
But who would that
be? Maybe a swap deal.
Martial. They've been talking about Martial a lot in Munich.
Martial, yeah.
But I just read about it this morning, and the rumors were like they are very interested in Martial, but they are more looking into getting him in 2019. They feel like the fee would be cheaper in 2019. And they feel like Robben and Ribéry.
I always feel like, what's the point? What's the point of swapping one young, exciting French guy for another? It's the same guy.
It is the same. Which is honestly, they are quite like Coman. Injury prone. You gotta say that. But he has brilliant moments already in the Champions League. Scored a late winner against Juventus in overtime 2 years ago. And he is like, when he comes on, he's one of those players, if you play Bayern and he gets subbed in, you feel like, oh shit, this could hurt. This could really hurt.
I feel like it's the consistency with him though. Yeah. And when he's not going to necessarily play if Robben and Ribéry are there, how is he going to get consistent game time? He's the kind of player where if he went to Arsenal and Emery was like, right, I'm going to play you for, at least 90% of the Premier League games, barring injury obviously, he'd be far more happier to kind of get that under his belt because he was really stop-start the crossover of Guardiola to Ancelotti.
That is right. But look, now the Bayern has a new manager again, and we gotta be honest here. Robben and Ribéry, they aged better than we all would thought, especially for wingers.
True.
Like I can't think of any other winger in the age of them. Like who is that?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Is there like a
when speed is everything, you've done pretty well to make it to 35, 36.
And Ribéry, by the way, he got really slow in the last few years.
You can tell, I saw that.
He used to be like the super quick winger, and now he's just like he plays an old man game. His positioning is brilliant. He's very aggressive.
The old man games.
But no, like honestly, I feel like leaving Bayern now. Maybe he's unhappy in Munich. Maybe it's something that has nothing to do with sport.
Less team related,
Then maybe we could talk about transfer, because Bayern has always been like that. If player actually is unhappy in Munich and has like family issues or something like that, Bayern has always been very friendly with players and said like, okay, then we will sell you. But if that is not the case, honestly, I can't see that happen. Because, like you said, Bayern would have to get in a replacement, and 44 million, like I said, is more or less nothing for a good winger.
Yeah, that does seem slightly low, but I mean...
And they would have to pay more for a replacement, and they're not in a position. Why would they do that?
This is the thing. If they get rid of him and bring in Martial on the cheap, they're not paying more for a replacement.
That is right, but on the other hand, Martial would be, his salary would be so much higher, because that is the biggest thing. the salary is difference. The gap between Premier League and Bundesliga is enormous.
Well, Coman's around 62k a week.
Yeah, what is Martial?
Which is a lot. To be fair, Martial's probably pushing 80 or 90 and would then want more after a transfer.
And even though Bayern has all the money, they're not willing to spend a lot of it.
Honestly, I think from a personal point of view for Kingsley Coman, look, he's in 6 years as a professional, he's won all 6 titles.
Yep.
So 2 with Paris, and then it was 1 with Juve and 3 with Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
What's almost the point of staying at Munich?
What is the point of going to Arsenal if you want to win?
But this is the thing. It's more of a challenge, I guess, in your career. It's more of a step forward to prove yourself. Look, if you've completely dominated France, Italy, and Germany by the time you're 22, you might as well look for something else.
But if you never, at Bayern, one of the best clubs in Europe, but you never were actually the starter and one of the leading players, I feel like that is something you want to achieve first before you say, I'm looking for something else in my career, you know? And it's the perfect opportunity for him. Everything is set up beautiful for Kingsley Coman to be a leading player in Bayern's Bayern's attack next season. I just can't see that happening.
Yes or a no? Is this happening?
I'm giving it a 100% no.
100% no.
And if this happens, you can completely trash me in the comments.
Come back to the video. So we'll move on. We'll move on from Kingsley Coman, someone coming into Arsenal, to someone potentially leaving at the other end of his career. But again, another German player for you to sink your opinions into, and Mesut Ozil.
Yeah, that's the thing. I thought about that. How do you feel? Would he fit in Emery's system?
Ozil?
Yeah.
Well, if he's looking at some of the likes of Kingsley Coman, who's definitely an out-and-out wide player, I can't see Ozil in there. And I also saw when Emery moved in, there was a lot of talk of the 5 untouchables, so to speak, at Arsenal. The players who the team would be built around. So you have I think Granit Xhaka was in there,
has to be
Bellerin, and then Lacazette, Aubameyang, and potentially Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah.
Someone else. Ozil was not on this list. And I feel like the inconsistency that Arsenal fans have seen over the years, they would have known all too well this summer when they saw him completely inconsistent for Germany.
It's been a thing with Ozil this entire career.
All
you Arsenal fans, I completely know what you mean. I've been watching the German national team, watch him at Schalke, watch him at Bremen, watch him at Real Madrid. Always been the issue with him. The thing though is, who would pay a lot of money for Ozil at this point in his career?
Well, this is the thing. I feel like every time there's a big money move coming along, there always seems to be the same names. Not because they're always interested, but because they're the only ones who can afford him.
Yeah.
As soon as you come to the talk of 200-300k a week, as much as with Gareth Bale leaving Real Madrid, it's always going to be United, PSG, maybe Man City on the off chance. But
isn't Barca in there too? Barcelona? Aren't they talking about Barcelona as a potential target?
Well, I mean, it could be. I don't know, apart from Messi, how kind of crazily their players are spent, but Barcelona seem to be slightly more methodical with some of their signings and money,
but
rather than PSG or United.
That is right. PSG, they would probably sign him just for the name.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
We're bringing in the guy that assisted on for Cristiano Ronaldo 2 seasons. That's basically what they would do it for. So I gotta be honest here. I'm not really sure. I can't really picture how Arsenal is gonna look next season, because with Unai Emery, look. We're talking about Arsenal here. It's the first proper change they made in the last 22 years.
It's a big one.
How they're going to look, you know?
I have no idea how they're going to look, but I feel, having watched the previous teams in Emery, especially Sevilla, the PSG side, again, no disrespect to the French league, but PSG should be smashing that league. Yeah. And he didn't.
It's a circus
He came
team.
second to Monaco in his last season.
Circus team.
So the kind of moving in towards Emery at Sevilla, I mean, they won. They absolutely smashed the Europa League. They were a very sort of tough team to beat, very physical.
Yeah.
I think all the sides in Spain really struggled when they went there. So I can see he's been brought in to slightly move away from the idealistic, futuristic football, the purist football, and more into more the sort of gritty stuff that Arsenal have been dying out for. Yeah. And you've seen it with the fact he signed Nick Steiner, who's, 34, but by no means a wily old-timer. Some tough midfielders, and Torreira as well.
Xhaka
he's built for it. And Zonzi's been linked with it as well. So.
Yeah, and Ozil is absolutely not that he's
kind of guy.
100% opposite to that.
This is the thing.
The thing with Ozil is, so they renewed his contract, right?
In
a few months ago,
just after Alexis left.
With a big pay rise. And when that, I remember talking about it in February, talking about potential teams Ozil could go to. And there are not too many, right? So he has the thing with Mourinho, that they kind of like each other, but not really. You know why he left Real? You know the story about that? So it was a halftime talk, and Real was down. And Mourinho basically said to Özil, I'm going to sub you out because you know how you go into tacklings. And then in front of the entire team, he did that. And jumped around in small and said, "This is how you go into tacklings." And Özil got rid of his shirt and threw it towards Mourinho, like, "You fucking do it better then." So I can't see him go to Manchester, even though they both say they're over it now. I like the thing. I like the idea of Özil at Barcelona.
Oh wow! I mean, it pissed a lot of Madrid fans off.
It would.
But the idea, his footballing style, absolutely.
It would. That is actually like since he played for Bremen, like after he left Schalke, I always thought like, if this kid would go to Barcelona, it would be a 100% fit. Now that Iniesta is out.
Yeah, I think Coutinho's sort of taken on these.
Yeah, probably he would.
It'd be good, Ozil, but then again, who's going to pay that big money as well for a 29-year-old?
That's the thing. So there's the only way for me that there's something happening is actually that Arsenal says, well, you can have him for like 25, 30.
Yeah, I mean.
And then you got to find a team that says, okay, we're paying this and we're paying him the wage because he's going to say
his wage is at least 300k.
Yeah.
Wow, crazy. Well, I mean, I personally can't see him leaving.
Yeah. Neither can I.
So I think we'll give that one a no as well. But we'll move on very quickly to a last transfer rumour. Although it's rumour verging on completion across in West London actually with Chelsea, and that's Gonzalo Higuain moving from Juventus for around 53 million, according to a few sources out there. What do we really make of that? Is that something that was inevitable after Ronaldo moved to Juventus? Because the same thing happened in 2009.
Yeah.
Higuain spent one season in Ronaldo's shadow.
It took a year or two till he left then.
And went, no, and not for me.
Once again, Higuain is going to be a transfer victim of Cristiano Ronaldo. He's going to be the one that has to leave.
Yeah.
Even though he tweeted something like, "Oh, I'm so happy to have Cristiano back on my team." Like,
he'll delete that tweet.
We don't believe you.
I can't see it happening. I can see him moving to Stamford Bridge though.
You can't see. I can see him moving, Me too. I actually, from all you hear, like Sarri really wants him. He played his best ever professional season for Sarri at Napoli, like where he scored like 35 goals in like 37.
38 and 36.
Something like that. Like
the record. Yeah.
Basically, that was like the reason for Juve to say like, here 90 million, get him in. And then he came to Juve absolutely overweight and everything.
Yeah, that's always something that sort of followed behind him.
I can absolutely see it happen. And I actually feel his style of play would really fit in the Premier League. He could be good there. But then on the other hand, that would mean Morata has to go. And it doesn't seem like...
It would mean Morata has to go, but what I don't understand is that I would put Higuain in a similar sort of frame to Diego Costa, maybe not as strong.
Yeah.
Similar to Morata, maybe not as quick, not as good in the air. But they all seem to be similar strikers. And
absolutely.
For the previous two, it didn't work out.
That's exactly what I thought. That's exactly what I thought.
Maybe
like
Sarri.
You've tried it twice. You got basically the same bloke twice, and now you're getting Higuain, he's once again the same guy, just bald or more or less bald
with a bigger butt.
I got the same feeling. Then on the other hand, like Sarri, they work together well. It could work, but same idea.
This could be a new Chelsea.
Yeah.
It just seems they seem to shun all the Remis and Batshuayis of this world that turn out to do really good.
Batshuayi,
like the same big guy.
It should be the season. Why don't you try a Batshuayi who has a weird style to play, but I really like him. Like he's been great at Dortmund.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen because from what I read, they kind of have an agreement already. That's how it feels and how it sounds. And apparently it was necessary to have this agreement. To actually make the Ronaldo deal
happen. It seems very much built on personal relationships as well, not just money-wise, which I think always helps it go that bit extra further.
And I don't know, man. I feel like it's gonna happen, and I feel like
of all the three, I think this one is the most likely to happen.
But then on the other hand, like there's so much. Like Chelsea has quite a few construction sites in their team. Like, now with Courtois more or less gone, Hazard gone.
Yeah, true. I mean, talking of Courtois leaving very quickly on that. One of the touted replacements, should he actually go to Real Madrid, was Alisson. However, just in the last few hours or so, Alisson is edging ever closer to a move to Liverpool with a fee of around £66.8 million.
It looks like it's actually done, right?
Almost, I'm pretty sure it's done. Maybe just dot the I's, cross the T's, and then we're there. And Alisson will be a Liverpool player ahead of Loris Karius, who as much as you do feel bad for a goalkeeper, and look, David De Gea made a mistake in the World Cup. In fact, there are loads of keepers who made mistakes. The guillotine was well and truly released over Karius' head as soon as that final.
Yeah, and I mean, well, he did horrible. He didn't lose the final for them necessarily, but let's be honest, he didn't help. But let me tell you one thing, guys. Loris Karius was doing brilliant for Mainz 05 in the Bundesliga. He honestly was one of the best goalkeepers in the Bundesliga.
I'm sure that's what prompted Liverpool to sign him in the first
place. Absolutely. But now he's at this, do you ever get the feeling with a player where you'd be like, well, I kind of like you, but you have to leave this league. It's not going to work out here.
That's the thing.
That's the thing with Karius.
I'm not sure Karius will stay in the Premier League.
No,
I could see maybe
he should.
Back to Mainz.
Go back to Bundesliga. They can't afford him anymore.
Oh, really?
Well, he smelled Premier League money. He's not going to go back to, like, honestly, all respect to Mainz fans, and I know not a single Mainz fan is going to watch that. But, no.
If you're a Mainz fan, comments. Let us know, would you have Karius back? But I think that's us and pretty much confirmed. And I think that's all from us for today.
Yes.
Thank you very much to Nico for coming on to swapping channels just for a bit.
It was a pleasure.
Don't plan on seeing me on the German channel anytime soon. I'm not sure the crossover will be so smooth.
We'll see.
Thanks so much for coming in. That's all from us, guys. Make sure you smash the like button and the subscribe button to stay up to date with everything that we do. And from us here, that's all there's time for. See you later.